Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Christmas Day matchup. It's the Colts and the Cardinals, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Cardinals in this matchup, they've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their third-year quarterback, former 6th overall selection from Duke. It's Daniel Jones.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Jones, throw pulled in by Gronkowski. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. Anderson a first down and more. And down to the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
2nd and 5. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now Jones. And that is incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their now 36-year-old quarterback who's in his 14th NFL season, the former MVP, Matt Ryan. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 20 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They run it with Carson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 44, Ryan. That's Samuel, caught left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. To throw is Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Goldman. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Wayne Goldman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Here's Chris Claybrooks to return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race. Now, this is into the weekend in the NFC. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Meanwhile, Ryan's throw there caught by Gallup. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try the left side. It's Carson, and he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Tuesday.
Here's Carson. Gets around him, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Here's Ryan to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
11, 15, ready to go.
Now it's Carson, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And Jones will hit the deck here, and he is able to pick up the first down. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he is going to have a Colts first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the handoff, Henderson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them, and make sure you knock them back on their butts. That was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Henderson. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, this defense for the Cardinals, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. On the handoff, it's Gaskin, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll run now with Gaskin. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Henderson will try and run for the 1st. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And Jones going to keep once more.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
2nd and 14.
From the gun, Jones.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. This from 54 yards away. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Got his target, Samuel. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, folks, there have been fewer than 10 quarterbacks in NFL history that have hit 60,000 passing yards, and Matt Ryan is now one of them. What an accomplishment for the #1 overall pick back in 2008. This is a guy that oftentimes does it with not much fanfare. He had Julio Jones for a big part of these yards, but often overlooked by Breeze, Brady, Manning, and Rodgers during his tenure in the NFL. But he has been fantastic and consistent. What a job by Matt Ryan.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. This is Carson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Ryan gets this one to Hill, and able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They run for it with Carson, and this winds up a disaster nowhere near the marker. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down, and the Colts are going to take over with a football. A carry by Henderson to start the drive, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, back to Henderson. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Looking to throw. Jones. Harris has it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free, and off he goes. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. On 2nd and 9, Jones. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Lawrence Guy able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Throw left side, taken in by Hill. Time a factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Play action. It's Ryan.
toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. It got his man complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Ryan.
And this will go to Carson out wide. And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ryan will throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Jacob Hollister, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Cardinals are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And leading 10-7, they may just want to get this to the locker room. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, he gets it complete to Harris. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. The final shot before break. Jones. Open man is Miller. He's got it.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up this weekend, 2 on Christmas Day. Cleveland traveling up to Lambeau to take on the Packers, and then later, Indianapolis taking on Arizona. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the Chicago Bears. And finally, on Monday Night Football, no Ricky Williams, but it is the Dolphins and the Saints to wrap up Week 16 from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Clay Brooks to return it. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter.
It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now Ryan. That's caught by Hollister. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Ryan. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On 1st down, Ryan. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he's taken down inside the 30. 63 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
And right side, they're going to go option here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Now a dump off here complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Here's Ryan. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And they stop him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Cliff Kingsbury, part of that new breed of head coaches, and his guys are going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll try the left side. It's Carson. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
On 3rd down, Ryan. They'll run the screen with Carson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Dustin Hopkins on the field goal, a 22-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. On second down and 4, Jones. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. 2nd and 10. And now Jones opts to keep this. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Now Jones. He'll air this one deep for Anderson. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. Now that's 2 big catches that he's had on this drive alone.
And I can hear it right now. If they give up a 3rd to him, whoever does that, go stand on the other sideline. You're persona non grata on our team at that point.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Once more with Henderson. And a few little style points on the juke, but not much room to maneuver after that. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Henderson. And this time he is in. Yes. Darrell Henderson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was all polished off by Darrell Henderson's touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Clay Brooks to return it. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? And rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Play action, Ryan. And he will find his man, Samuel. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
One quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. They go play action now. Ryan. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 24-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Ryan. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Chris Carson, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Cards are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. Green to bring it back. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Yeah, this is going to be a Colts 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 30. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point. Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 67 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. On the option right, it's Jones. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down. Throwing Jones. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Henderson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Colts on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Henderson. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just want to run past him.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 39, Ryan, a quick slant to Hill. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Here's Ryan to throw. Short pass to the tight end, Hollister. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw is Ryan. That's going to be caught by Samuel. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Ryan. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now is Ryan. That's out wide here for Robinson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Here's Ryan. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. This a 4-point game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He spots Henderson open left side. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
To throw is Jones.
Open man, Gronkowski complete.
And he'll have a first down to the 45, but the tackle comes inbounds.
Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout.
Here's Jones.
As they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Cardinals, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Colts,
well, this loss means they'll have 2 more shots to avoid the dreaded 0-17.
And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.